It's not about tonight. It's not about Jurgen Klinsmann. It's not just about Bruce Arena. As a whole, U.S. soccer is not prepared. They have not done a good enough job of getting this group ready to play. And keep in mind, the last two Olympics, no United States. Those players that would be playing in the Olympics, 24 through 28, how many of them are in this roster? The players got to be good enough, too. So a lot of people on social media right now want to say it's Jurgen Klinsmann's fault, it's Bruce Arena's fault, it's Sunil Gulati's fault. By the way, as an ex-player, every single one of those players,
they can take some
nightmares for the rest of their lives, because this is an utter embarrassment with the amount of money that is in Major League Soccer and in this sport. You can't get a draw, a tie against Trinidad? Max, you don't deserve to go to the World Cup.
So this is one of two things he brought up that was very important in his epic rant as we go through this. The first thing is nightmares for the rest of their lives. I don't think so. I think some do, but majority don't, because they're entitled. They're like, oh, I deserve to be on the national team. There is no one coming up. He mentions behind them, pressuring them for it. I mean, there's no passion behind it. Like they don't have to, like, they get kicked out of the World Cup because they can't beat Trinidad and Tobago, but they have other problems not defending home field. They're not going to have nightmares, because why would they? They're not passionate enough. We don't have that. You think Bradley cares? I think he sleeps fine. I think he's totally fine. And by the way, I know I rip on Bradley a lot. But it's, I just don't respect his play. And it's not his fault. I don't know why I rip on him so much. I'm sure he's the nicest guy in the world. I've only heard, I mean, the reason he's a captain and all that, because people love him in the locker room and stuff. So he serves a purpose. And obviously he's a good player, according to the American standards. But he can't handle the ball under pressure. He can run forever, and I guess his heart rate stays low or whatever. He can move the ball right to left very simply. But when there's pressure on, nope. He's going to lose it. But he's a good player. Okay. But that's not what we need. We can't, it's not his fault. It's the U.S. Soccer's fault. We do not develop players. So most countries that are competing, the ones that you have to beat to win the World Cup, France, Italy, Brazil, they have like 2 or 3 rosters of people they could put in. They have a depth chart of 3, 4, 5, 6 players behind them in every position minimum, and we don't have that. We don't have the talent pool. We don't. I mean, seriously, think about our national team on the men's side. If we lost 2 players, you imagine if we lost 2 starters, we'd be scrambling. That's a problem. That's a big problem. We can't compete at the world stage unless we have depth. But let's go on.
They certainly did. And people always say about it's tough to get points here, but I see Mexico get
come
points.
on.
We can stop using that excuse.
Yes.
This is you look at this team, you look at this, they're going to be sitting around next summer and they're going to be watching this World Cup go on without them. So what does this program do? Is this group, do you blow it up?
This is everything, though, Max. So, because I remind everyone, 2,000 Euros, Germany laid an egg, and they all came together. Bundesliga, second Bundesliga, DFB, the German Football Federation, all came together with a 10-year plan. Guess what happened in 10 years? They won that World Cup. If this failure does not wake up everyone from U.S. Soccer to Major League Soccer, from pay-to-play to broadcasters to everything, then we're all insane. Because the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing, knowing the result.
Love it.
And if we...
And that's where we're at. We're doing the exact same thing, knowing that we're going to get the same result. We're screwed. How are we not doing the same thing? We're doing exactly the same thing. We just changed the names. And I've said this from episode 5. I've been saying this from the very beginning. I've seen it time and time again. It's the same teams. It's the same coaches. It's the same organizations. They just keep changing the name. Why? Because it sells. They put something new and they put a ribbon on it, like, buy it. And they do, because the parents change. Their kids age out. Families move on. And new suckers come in. Well, I'm here to tell all the new suckers, listen to me first. before you go join these clubs and they start to, oh, we have a fitness coach specialist, and we have video breakdown, and we have cameras on the field with eagle cameras to film your child so the college coaches can see it if they're not there, and we go to showcase all this crap. It sounds amazing. I used to say that crap because I know it sells and it sounds exciting and stuff and whatever. It's a lie. I was part of the lie. At least I woke up and stopped doing that. It's so frustrating that we're doing the same thing. Nothing's changed. And this epic rant was what? 2 years ago? Whatever.
Don't change it, and I mean everyone in U.S. soccer, then what are we doing? What's the point? Because that should have never happened with the $1 billion plus that is going into Major League Soccer and youth development. That should have never happened, and it did, and every single person should look themselves in the mirror. And by the way, that's including myself.
Yeah,
I'm part of U.S. soccer.
We're all involved
I
in
played
this.
for the program. It's embarrassing.
We're all involved and we're sick, and we look at what this team has been able to do, and a lot of times the criticism comes and they repel the criticism. The criticism, it's going to come in thick and fast.
Let's
and I hear
grow
what
up.
you're saying now. The gloves are off at this point, and people got to be real. And
Well, you and I have talked about this off camera. Well, guess what? I see that little red light. It's on, and I'm going to bring it up right now.
Okay.
The gloves should have been off years ago. We should have been having real criticism. And the discussion after Brazil, Max, was can we beat the Colombias and the Belgiums and the Argentinas of the world?
Can't beat
You
Trinidad
kidding me?
today.
We can't beat Trinidad on a field that's too wet and too heavy? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is the discussion that's being had. It's remarkable to me when I go in this stupid thing right here at how ignorant people are when the rest of the world, Belgium played Bosnia on a cow patch.
All right, I'm done. But that's the epic rant. And to Twellman's, final thoughts. What are we doing? What are we doing? The same thing over again. And